Which smiling critter could return in Poppy Playtime Chapter 4? Now, this will be the question we're going to be trying to answer today with all the evidence and seeing, of course, out of all the 8 critters, which one is alive and which one is dead. So without further ado, let's go and actually hop to the video, starting off with CatNap. Also, if my bird decides to start screaming in the video, sorry about that. One thing we know is that CatNap is, of course, dead. As much as many people want to say CatNap is still alive, I still highly doubt that. We saw CatNap not just get shocked and tased in the chest, then combust into flames, and then the final blows shot just getting stabbed right in the head. Yeah, whatever you want to say, I do not think he's still alive. But there are, of course, something different of what happened to CatNap. Now the only question is, where is CatNap's body? If CatNap is still somehow alive, I doubt he'll have like an appearance in chapter 4, since chapter 3 was really all about CatNap. So CatNap could possibly be part of the prototype now, and maybe in future chapters or future games we're actually going to see CatNap in, and of course part of the prototype. But like I said, that is still probably something that might or still might not happen. So let's just move on to the next candidate that makes more sense, being of course DogDay, which many people like to say he's still dead, but I literally have my own theory video right here talking about why I do think DogDay is not dead. Even if he is dead, he has to be somewhere in his body. There's no way it's just left outside that door in the playhouse. If that is, that'll be of course pretty sad. But if DogDay is actually dead, what if the prototype took him to make him part of him? That also would make sense if DogDay is dead, but like I said in this video, I do think that DogDay is still alive. Short answer, because his scream at the end did not sound like his own scream in the beginning of the chase sequence, and also it's an off-screen death. We never really saw him die, and half every Poppy character we ever seen was an on-screen death, except for of course Bunzo Bunny and the mini Huggies in chapter 2, where we just heard the audio of them dying versus actually seeing them. So yeah, I definitely do think if DogDay is of course somehow still alive, he will make his way in chapter 4, probably to just be an Easter egg, maybe a part of the prototype, maybe just to help us or just a reference, who knows. But now we need to talk about something more interesting, is of course the other 6 critters, ones that we never seen any Bigger Bodies Initiative versions yet until the orientation notebook. Yes guys, we're grabbing lore from the books now. We're taking a page out of FNAF's books, literally, because FNAF had homes of books, and that's how we solved their lore somewhat. So with the new orientation notebook, thanks to this page here, we're able to actually see that every single one of the smiling critters had a Bigger Bodies Initiative counterpart, meaning every single one of them had a bigger version of all of them. So now that we know this is something being confirmed, which is of course really good to know. We didn't know that they each had their own pod around the play care, knowing that of course all of them wasn't running around different places, they were literally all in the play care. So of course that's another interesting bit of information, but we didn't just hear about it. We had 2 pages about experiment 1188, or whatever you guys want to say, aka Bobby Bear Hug, and I was talking about how Bobby Bear Hug was adapting to her new body, and of course showing this extremely sad photo of Bobby. So with this, we're able to see a good idea of how every single one of the smiling critters actually work. Every smiling critter's Bigger Bodies Initiative looks the same, except for some has claws and some don't. Also, these amazing renders I'll be using in the video was done by Captain Blue 89 on Twitter/X, and I do have permission. Here is of course proof. Thank you so much, and that's why I use it on the thumbnail and of course in the video, because they look so good. Hey, this is the halfway mark. Sorry for interrupting a video, but I like to usually ask you guys to please go and subscribe. If you already are or you don't want to, you can always just like the video, continue watching the rest of the video, share it, or just comment down below what's your favorite part of the video, and also some questions, because I will always reply to every single one of the comments below. Don't believe me? Go try it for yourself. I will reply within 24 hours. We are trying to hit 50,000 subscribers before the end of May, and we're less than 400 away from that goal. So can we please get the goal? It will really make my month. Anyways, I'm really sorry for taking more of your time. Please go and enjoy the rest of the video. But this could definitely give us a rough example of how the smiling critters would look if they had Bigger Bodies Initiative versions. And also, the book never confirmed Bobby to be dead, and the games never talked about any of the other bigger bodies initiative. Because what if they all escape during the Hour of Joy? But this is of course something that can't really be backed up, because what if the rest of them is all dead? So we do know in chapter 3, DogDay says that he is the last of the smiling critters, and then proceeds to go on talking about CatNap. Like, why would he say he's the last of the smiling critters just to talk about CatNap like CatNap's just chopped liver at this point? It's either, of course, A, he just doesn't really care about CatNap, or he thinks CatNap's not part of the smiling critters anymore because what he did and how he joined the prototype. But what he's technically meaning to say is that the rest of the smiling critters are kind of either dead or just gone. I definitely do think they're gone because they have no remains so far shown. And if they're all dead in the playcap, wouldn't we have seen the bodies or any, lab reports or anything just hanging around the labs? And thanks to looking at behind the scene looks, these photos from Terabyte Gaming, thanks so much. They were doing a little behind the scenes looking in chapter 3, and we're able to see that the original ending of the game was supposed to end with us going down to some type of prison. They had the words prison covered up by some other moss or dirt. They had literally a whole texture of the word prison already in the game's files, and one little block outside of the map saying sign reading prison. But some reason all of this was cut and just left in the game's files. Like, the devs wanted us to know the next place is going to be a prison, but didn't want players to know when playing the game. Now, let's say theoretically chapter 4's location is a prison or like a lab, where it's kind of like a prison for these enemies or these kids that became monsters. This is true. It definitely would make sense that we would be seeing the rest of the smiling critters that isn't dead or isn't gone down here in this lab prison of some sorts. Kind of like a mixture of both. Like, they're all locked up in cages, so that's why I do feel like we could possibly be seeing every smiling critter in chapter 4, kind of like a little Easter egg. They have 1 or 2 voice lines talking to us when they're locked in the cages. Maybe we set them free to help defeat the new big bad, or maybe they're stuck there and maybe they all dead. What if the prison, of course, has been abandoned so long, and since they're locked up with no food or anything to eat, we go down and just see a whole bunch of dead smiling critter corpses in the cages. That's, of course, going to be really dark, but just think about it, how it is possible, how that could be down there. And we do know Poppy said down there is where they left all the bodies from the Hour of Joy, They put all the bodies down there so they could keep on feeding and, just eat. So it is possible someone is feeding these other smiling critters if they want them to survive, or just leaving them for dead. Or possibly, if they are dead, maybe their bodies down there too, because why just store humans' bodies if a whole bunch of other toys did die too? Why not just store the bodies down there too for them to eat? Because, why waste? So that's why I do feel like in chapter 4, whatever location we're going to, it's definitely going to have the answers for the rest of the toys, the rest of the experiments, and of course the rest of the smiling critters. Maybe we'll see them, maybe we'll see the bodies, maybe we'll see them alive, maybe we'll just see notes or some different photos or VHS tapes, but I do feel like we will be seeing something, but sadly only time will really be able to tell. So that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about today's theory? Do you think the next location will be a prison or lab or prison lab? I guess we're gonna have to wait for a chapter 4 teaser to kind of confirm what the next location will be. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think happened to the other smiling critters, and do you think any of them could appear in chapter 4 in some sort of way? And if they could appear, what way will they appear? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to watch this video right here.